Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 5th of October 2024. Despite the West's ceasefire request, Netanyahu is obsessed with his quest to have the problem of Hezbollah addressed by having the terror group repressed and suppressed. 4 Tory hopefuls are put to the test in the leadership contest, leaving the conference with much to digest. Keir does his best to put Donorgate to rest. Trump's zest is manifest as he gets things off his chest and has the Pennsylvania crowd impressed. All weekend the question was, would he do it? Though given recent actions the world really knew it. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't seem like the kind to have thoughts of ceasefires troubling his mind. Northern Israel's been bombed since October last year as Hezbollah's support for Hamas was made clear. Netanyahu thinks the time for payback is here. North Israel's residents should no more live in fear. After the pager and walkie-talkie attacks, militarily this was no time to relax. The communication assault had Hezbollah stunned, creating an opportunity that could not be shunned. The Israeli operation had only just begun, the enemy on the back foot, not quite on the run. The first battle done, now there's a war to be won. That means boots on the ground and men with guns. So on Monday evening into Lebanon they spilled, IDF fighters with a mission to be fulfilled. To have every Hezbollah terrorist killed, the Israeli army with courageousness filled. Representing a country that they feel had been wronged, now executing a game plan that's clearly two-pronged. While battles raged in southern Lebanon, the bombing of Beirut continued on and on. All week rang out the terrifying sound of Israel's ordnance landing all around, pounding roads and streets, residential compounds to kill Hezbollah operatives, pound, pound, pound. With Mossad's intelligence ear to the ground, the enemy with surgical accuracy would be found. But any sense of true justice grotesquely warps when the guiltless lie dead next to each terrorist corpse. Hezbollah will, of course, fight for all they're worth to achieve their aim to wipe Israel from this earth, and with the backing of the Iranian regime they are hardly likely to run out of steam. Indeed, on Tuesday, Tehran retaliated with 200 ballistic missiles of hatred. In Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, people fled to bunkers to protect them from the mayhem overhead. Israel's defences did their job. Casualties were low. Iran's efforts turned out to be a powder puff blow. Now we have the inevitable escalation as Israel's retaliated to Iran's retaliation. And now that southern Lebanon's been invaded, all off-ramps seem to have been barricaded. In Birmingham this week the Tory conference was held, with many thoughts about the day the oak tree was felled. July the 4th had triggered much self-reflection, a day when an election delivered abject rejection. The 4-day conference was meant as a new beginning, time to erase divisions and return to winning. But it actually became more like a beauty contest, 4 leadership candidates showing off their best. There was a sense of optimism, some may say delusion, as Labour's woes for some have conjured the illusion that a quick return to power isn't out of the question, though in the real world most would laugh at that suggestion. Mel Stride and Priti Patel had fallen long ago, so there were just 4 remaining contenders on show, supposedly Conservatives' cream of the crop. But the remaining foursome for some ain't much cop. Jenrick and Badenoch have a right-wing agenda, while Cleverly and Tugendhat are more from the centre. Jenrick is the favourite, Tugendhat the outsider. The grassroots vote will be the final decider. And the new government's apparent Labour pains have given Tories reason to smile again. This week, the PM tried to draw a line under an issue that had threatened to tear Labour asunder. With Donorgate starting to cause heebie-jeebies, a new code will be written on ministerial freebies. And on Thursday, Sir Keir said that £600 worth of donations and gifts would be reimbursed. Time to knock things on the head, and no time to dilly-dally. Donations had reached an eye-watering tally. So next time Labour shakes its magic money tree, Lord Ali, their sugar daddy, should refuse and stop being so pally. Meanwhile, settling public pay has become whack-a-mole, and the costs may start getting out of control. So far, the new government has managed to hike pay for several workers to levels they like. Rail workers, doctors and teachers now pleased with their lot, because their lot is now quite a lot that they've got. But last week nurses threatened possible strikes because they didn't like their offer of a 5% hike. And this week tube drivers said on your bike to TfL for their offer that they clearly don't like. On Saturday, Donald Trump returned to Pennsylvania, the megalomaniac whipping up some MAGA mania. Exactly 1 month out from the US election, this was a moment for rare self-reflection. Standing on the stage in Butler, the very scene of the first assassination attempt on July 17. But it didn't take long for normal service to resume. With belligerent defiance, he was once more consumed. From behind a bulletproof screen, he raged and railed at the vicious monster who tried to kill him but failed. On the subject of the Israel-Hezbollah war, his simplistic ballistic views came to the fore, telling Biden that in order for Israel to win it, he should grow a pair and stop being so timid, and tell Israel Iran's nuclear sites aren't off limit.